Okay, good morning, team. Pray all is well. This is Derek Parker, the Regional Vice President. Hey, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the cash flow quadrant. And I'm going to tie that specifically into this business in terms of how the cash flow quadrant works. Oftentimes, many people come into the business from that. I tell you that cash flow quadrant just really revolutionized our industry. I think it's very, very important that if you could show people cash flow quadrant and how it works, I think people can really begin to understand our business. So let's jump right into that. Okay, so we know that cash flow quadrant pretty much works like this. Okay, so if I'm sitting down with someone and I'm talking to them in terms of explaining Primerica's business model, Robert Kiyosaki said there's four legal ways to earn an income. Okay, so legal ways to earn money, right? Okay, so the first one is what? The E. So we know the E stands for employee, right? So the employee basically trades what? Time for money. Simple as that. Sometimes people say, well, you know, hey, look, I got a special job or I got a big job, right? Anybody ever had a big job? Either way it goes, at the end of the day, if you don't work, right, you don't get compensated. You don't get paid. It doesn't matter if you're a maintenance worker, or if you're a highly paid chef, or even if you're a professional athlete. Professional athletes are highly paid employees. That's right, I said employees, meaning if they don't perform, if they don't go on the field and perform, they don't get paid. Matter of fact, when they don't perform very well, sometimes their pay is what? Docked. So you have to think of that as the employee side. Robert Kiyosaki said it's probably one of the worst or limited sides there is out there. Now, there's another way to get paid. It's called the S quadrant. Okay, not a great looking S, but that's the S quadrant. So the S stands for what? Self-employed. Okay, so someone who's self-employed, okay, maybe a doctor, right? I know a lot of doctors that are self-employed. What about maybe like a barber, okay? A barber self-employed. What about a beautician, right? Or an accountant. So that just means they have to choose between making money or spending time, right? Now you have the luxury as one of these to do either or. So basically, time or money, you got to choose. You may say, hey, look, I'm self-employed, but I spend a lot of time with my family. Chances are you probably don't make a lot of money, okay? You not saying you don't have the potential to make a lot of money, but you don't have a lot of money. Why? Because you work for yourself. And if you don't work, you don't get paid, okay? Then the third way of making money is what we call the B side. He said that's a business owner. He says business owners have the best of both worlds. They have time and they also have money. Okay, so the B side is really where it begins. It's not where it ends, it's where it begins, because you got to get to the B side. And I was told a long time ago, the way to get on the B side is you got to have one or two things in working for you. Number one, you got to have money working for you. So what that means is this. Let's just say you inherited a lot of money and you bought into, say, a franchise, right? Some people do that. Some people have a lot of money, a lot of wealth. They say, hey, I'm going to go buy a Chick-fil-A or like Magic. I'm going to buy into Starbucks, but you don't make money off of just one franchise. Business owners know, or big McDonald's owners or Starbucks owners, they know starting at 5 minimally, that's where you begin to look at what we call profits, okay? That's another important thing because employees focus only on wages. Business owners focus on what? Profits. So we know profits are the best. So looking here, business owners have time and money. So if they don't have money, okay, that's not a knock against you to say you don't have money, you can't become a B, okay? The other way to become a B or get on this side is you gotta have or what is called people. Okay, so if you have a lot of people where you can get a lot of hours out of people, right, then you have the potential to become a business owner. Okay, so when I dwelt into this Primerica business, I'm going to allude to that in a minute. You have to understand that Primerica is about working with people. And then the last one is what is called the I side. Okay, I is probably one of the most sexiest ways of making money. They call it an investor. Okay, now most of you, okay, know an investor just as someone who puts money away for a period of time and allows it to grow. Well, that's one component of being an investor. The second way of becoming an investor is buying into other businesses and having those businesses exponentially compound and work for you. Think of the show Shark Tank, right? Those are a group of investors, right? And those investors buy what? Businesses. They're not buying stocks and bonds and things like that. Not saying they don't own those, but they buy into businesses. They say it's one of the most sexiest ways to make money. The money doesn't call in sick. It doesn't get pregnant. It doesn't talk back to you. It doesn't make fun of you. It comes when you want it, and also when you don't want it, it always perpetuates. Okay, so I'm going to tie this into Primerica and why this is so relevant. Because as you look at Primerica's business, there's really two ways to run our Primerica business. You could run Primerica on the right side or the left side of a quadrant. Okay, so you can be over here running a Primerica business, and or you can run a business on this side of the equation. Now, people say, wow, how could you do it on that side? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I've never heard it that way. Well, Primerica basically says you could start our business part-time, okay, as a self-employed person, meaning most people, okay, 99% of people who start Primerica, right, 99% of them, right, they have what? Jobs. They have other obligations, other responsibilities. They work for other people. Their time is spoken for on a day-to-day basis. So what Primerica allows you to do for $124, right? That's your background check. That's covering your back office. We'll allow you to get started in our business, right, for $124 as a self-employed person. Like when I came into Primerica, I started what? By myself. I didn't bring like 200 people. I didn't bring a team. I started by myself in a prayer because I was like, Lord, thank you. I want to do something different because I wanted to get completely away from that. Okay, so for $124, you can start in a Primerica business. Now, if someone doesn't have $124, that's not saying that they're a bad person, but you better go find it. You know, you better go grab it. If you knew you can start a business like this for $124 and potentially within 5 to 7 years, you become totally debt-free and financially independent where you got $20, $30, $40,000 of passive income coming in per month. Would you find $124 to do it? You better believe it. So when I say you can work Primerica on this side, Primerica is going to basically allow you to get a license. Okay, so there's a couple licenses you're going to get. You're going to get what is called a life license. Okay, that's your very first license. Then you're going to get your investment license. Okay, out of the way. And now because we merged with Quicken Loans, you can now get your mortgage license. Okay, so depending on what state you live in, Primerica is paying 100% for your licensing. Okay, that's a big daggone deal. Okay, so you can get involved in our business, get licensed, okay, and go help people, go help clients. Like there's not a shortage of people who need to save money on their life insurance, or there's over 100 million consumers who don't have life insurance. So there's no shortage there of people in America, over 300 million people. There's not a shortage of people who actually need the service. Okay, it's always going to be there. You know, they say 7,200 people pass away every day, you know, in America. So people need to have a service such as this where they can protect their loved ones, protect their income, investments. You know, there's what, $7 trillion of wealth transforming in the next, you know, 20 years. So people need investments and people need mortgages and things like that. So you can really come into our business and help clients. Okay. So you may be thinking, well, what type of clients? Well, we work out of a market. Okay. So meaning every business that I've ever been a part of or studied has a market. Like they usually put Chick-fil-A restaurants on main routes or the busy sections of town, right? They don't tuck a Chick-fil-A in the rural areas of the country, right? They're usually off of a highway. They're very central located. They may be downtown, right? So that wouldn't be a good business plan to tuck it away. So in our business, we know that usually our client base looks like this. They're married, maybe they have a job, they're between the ages of 25 to say 60. They got income combined of say 50,000 a year or more, and then they may have kids, you know, kids that are, you know, younger, under the age of 16. Okay, so this is our market. So you can basically come into our Primerica business. Okay, we could teach you all the fundamentals of how to get started, you know, how to get licensed, all the how-tos, and you can begin to help people in these areas right here on this side of the quadrant. Meaning it's just you. You get paid. You can make 100 to 200,000. Some people have even made $300,000-400,000. There's a couple of people even in Primerica who make close to $1 million just doing that alone. But I promise you, it's hard work. Why? Because it's just you. You're working by yourself. Anything and everything you do falls on you. And if that's what you subscribe to, there's a way, there's a market that's available for you to do that in this business. Or the second way, or we call it the smarter way of working our business, is you can work on what we call getting onto the right side of the quadrant. Getting on the right side of the quadrant basically entails you working with what? I said it earlier, people. So that just means we're going to be recruiting. We're going to be recruiting people for what? Well, we're going to recruit people to basically work the business where they can do a lot of this. And you can do it together. So think of it this way. I learned a long time ago, I said, Derek, and something profound was said to me. And it was said that, Derek, would you rather get 100%, Derek, of working with one person, meaning yourself, or would you rather get 1% of working with 100 people? And I said, man, I don't know about you, but I would rather get 1% of working with 100 people. Because see, one thing's going to happen, a couple things are going to happen. Number one, either you're going to max out, or number two, you're going to get tired, right? Either way, you're going to be out, right? So I'd rather not have to do all the work and build a team, right? Build an army where I can essentially do stuff to in here to get onto this side where I can begin to start making profits and things that come in as a result of other people doing that. See, I've learned that small leaders, right, don't look great, but large leaders who work with a team look incredible. So you got to learn to work with people getting onto this side by building a team. Now, does this entail work? Absolutely, it entails work. Same process, right? Recruiting, training, getting people licensed. You have to do it first, and then you duplicate yourself through the efforts of other people. But if I ask you this question, if you worked hard like that, and in the next year and a half, 2 years, Primerica paid you $20K a month, and you had 100 people under you, would you be interested? Absolutely, you'd be interested. But see, you got to want to do the work to get that. Because see, a lot of people will hear Primerica has 96 people at present who make $1 million a year or more. Okay, 96. Okay, that's 96 people who make 83K a month. Okay, but they have literally over 6,000 who make over $100,000 a year. See, we're the #1 company that has the most $100,000 earners of any company on the face of the globe. 106 and 7-figure earners. So we have the most people who make $1 million a year and the most who make 100,000 a year more. So the important thing is we're going to teach you how to do this system here, okay, of training and developing other people, because we call that overrides. And what that looks like is this. Let me just make it really plain. In our business, you start at a 25% contract, okay? So you're what we call a rep. Then there's a 35% contract. That's a senior rep. 50%. That's a district leader. Then I'll go all the way up to regional vice president. That's a division leader. 70% is a regional leader. And then 110% is a regional vice president. See, our business is 100% objective. It's not subjective. See, I learned too much subjectivity when I was as an employee. I don't know, Derek, we just can't promote you just yet because you don't fit. You don't fit in with the group that we're thinking about. We have something a little bit better for you. So they marginalized me. It was all based on subjectivity, how much kissing up I can do. You know, maybe you're not working hard enough, or the boss doesn't see you long enough. So again, subjectivity, right? So I want it to be totally objective, to be in something where, man, it's based on, hey, if you do the work, man, you'll get rewarded for it. I love that. So looking here, 25, 35, all the way up to RVP, let's just say, I'll use the average sale to explain this. The average sale in our business using one product is, in life insurance, the average sale is about $1,000 a year. That just means the average consumer spends about 83 bucks a month, okay, on a plan. Some spend more, some spend less, but the average is about $83. Now, if you are a representative in our business at a 25% contract, Primerica is going to compensate you 25% of 1,000, right? So you go out, you write one sale, it's 83 bucks, right? They're going to pay you how much? $250. No brainer. 250. Okay. But if you work to what is called a district leader, okay, that's 50% of 1,000. That's what? That's $500. Okay. So that's a big difference versus a little difference. You mean to tell me this person made double over the person who was at entry level? Well, I'm not going to go through all the requirements for all these different levels, but as a rep, that just basically meant, hey, that person paid $124 and they got a license. That's it. They didn't get anything else. They didn't layer in any promotions or anything else. They just got a license. This person, as a district leader, they came through the door in our office. We call it a 3x2500 or a 3x3. Basically, that just means that person, in the course of their training, we recruited 3 direct people onto their team, okay, that they were there, that they witnessed, and that person also witnessed 3 life insurance transactions totaling about $2,500 in production. If you do that before you get licensed, when you get licensed, we'll automatically appoint you to a 50% contract. Ideally, we want every representative to come in our business to get off to a fast start and get to a district leader. We know most people aren't going to do it. I'm not saying all. There's going to be some people that come through the door, they're going to get to district leader like fast. But there's going to be some people that come through the door and they're going to want to go try to figure everything out. They're going to go, let me try to figure this out. What do they say about this? Let me study this. A business that's been around 40 plus years is proven. That's literally a household name. Some people still want to, let me try to figure it out. Dude, there's not enough ingenuity or research you can do to try to figure out our business out. The best way to figure our business out or learn our business is to jump in. I'm still to this day trying to figure the business out, but I'm learning every day. I'm learning, I'm engaging every day. So we know that some people are not gonna get to a district leader. Let's just say you happen to be a fast learner, okay? District leader, usually for most people, it ranges anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, okay? So 4 to 6 weeks, most people are gonna take to get to district leader. Let's say you come in, you're a fast learner. You get it in 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks, you're a district leader, right? And then you recruit Bob. Bob comes on your team. He doesn't go district leader, but he does get his license. So how this works is this. We call it an override, okay? So Bob's on your team. You had a role in training Bob. And as a result, Bob went out and helped the family, okay? You're not even there. The way this works, or what is called an override, Bob did a sale, okay, for $83 a month, right? Primerica's paying Bob 25% of that, 25% of 1,000, so Bob made $250, okay? You're a district leader. The way Primerica compensates that is they take 25% from the 50% that you are at. So in other words, if you did it yourself, you would have made 500, but because Bob did it, he made 250. So you weren't even there, and you made 250 as well as Bob. I don't know about you. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. Bob did a sale, he made 250. I was in there, I made 250. I want to have a lot of Bobs on my team. What about Bob? I want to get a lot of Bobs. So if I'm a regional vice president using the same example, that's a 85% spread. So then you mean tell me if you are a regional vice president and Bob was at a 25% contract, you'd have made $850, okay, versus Bob making $250. Ladies and gentlemen, every business in America works just like that. Your JOB works just like that. You have a boss who has a boss who has another boss, except you don't see that. Because why? You're paid as what? Wages. The employer completely takes you out of this equation because you chose to be an employee, and they understand that profits are better than wages. So I understood that when I was an employee, I was working for business owners that were seeking to get profits, and instead of teaching me about profits, they taught me about an employee, and they taught me about wages, okay? Can't build wealth off of wages. You gotta get into a business system that teaches you about earning profits. So if I'm a regional vice president and I made $850 off of one of my reps, and let's just say I have 10 that did that once a month, that's $8,500 just in overrides, not counting what I did personally, not counting anything else. $8,500, I understood that. I got excited about that. So what I want to do is give you a brief overview of how cash flow quadrant. I would encourage you coming into our business. If you want to build wealth, you want to build it on the right side of the quadrant. You know, there's a lot of business owners. My business owner or my mentor coach as well. You know, he's an investor. He makes $120,000 a month of passive income for the rest of his life. It just basically continues. You know why? Because he has built a business, right, that have produced passive income that allow him to get out of the field to do exactly what he wants to do with his life. You could do the exact same thing, or if you're that type of person that comes in and says, hey, I want to make some extra money, I want to work on the left side until I learn how to do this over here, hey, there's room for you as well. Either way, there's a place for you to win here. And we're excited that you're on our team, and we want to see you grow to the next level. Thanks again. God bless. Go, go, go.